My name is Carl Hinder, and you're listening to the Salon Help Good to Go podcast, the podcast for salon and spa owners who are looking to grow. The only thing stopping you is you. Episode 28, Sales Tax. So what do I mean by sales tax? Well, in the UK, I'm talking about value-added tax, and that's true around some of the European countries. In the USA and Australia, we are talking about sales tax. Now, every state has different rules and regulations. However, I'm not really going to be talking to you about the tax itself. This podcast is really about the fear, if you like, and the mismanagement and how it can damage your business if you don't understand it and embrace it. Largely speaking, I'm going to be talking about the VAT system, the value added tax system in the UK, but you can apply this to your tax system wherever you are in the world. The fear of registering for VAT or a sales tax can destroy your business, and it totally destroys your ambitions, your business ambitions. And if you do register and you mismanage VAT, then it becomes a very heavy financial and, more importantly, emotional penalty, emotional burden for you. So why are salon owners so negative about VAT? Well, mainly it's because of their beliefs. And they often believe that they are giving 20% of their sales to the taxman. I get the emotion, by the way, guys. What I'm saying is it's a limiting belief, and we've got to work on this. So this is usually compounded by another belief. And that belief is that their clients won't pay anymore. So first of all, we think if we register for VAT, we're going to give 20% of our sales to the taxman. And in other countries, it's different levels. And at the same time, we think that if we wanted to put our prices up, then our clients are going to stop us from doing that as well. So it's like a double penalty. You get that stuck in your mind, you're really going to struggle with all sorts of sales tax. So if we stop there and accept that both those things are too much of a barrier to actually register for a sales tax or for VAT, then in a way, a salon owner is going to be financially limited forever. Let me give you an example. So in the UK, we currently have VAT, and the threshold for registering is £85,000. Now, of course, we have inflation. It's a big topic for us currently, which means that the amount of money that you eventually end up with for yourself gets smaller and smaller each year. So 85,000 last year, let's say you took that much, right up to the last penny. And now we got inflation at around 10%, maybe a little bit more. That's now only worth £76,500. Let's say inflation continues something like it is at the moment. Well, this time next year, it's only going to be worth £68,850. Now, you can resist all you want. You can say, I'm not going to register for VAT for all the reasons that I've given so far. But that 85,000 is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until really it's worth very little at all. Now, when I'm talking like this, I'm assuming that you, the salon owner, are operating totally legally, of course. There are obviously people out there who find ways around the system, but I'm talking to the legal operators. Eventually, you're going to be working for nothing. So you're kind of obligated in a way to register for VAT, take off the shackles, move forward, and have unlimited ambition, unlimited potential, I should say, on your income. This is also exactly the same if you're a self-employed rent-a-chair worker, renting a room kind of business as well. You can go up to 85,000. You might think you want to stay under it, maybe because it's only you on your own. But at the end of the day, 85,000 is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's diminishing so rapidly that your income isn't going to be worth very much at this rate. Of course, I understand the reality of people's lives. So unless you want to be incredibly small, not registering is pretty much a poor idea. Now, of course, you are going to be judging all of this on your overall lifestyle. And maybe you've got another source of income. Maybe you've, I don't know, inherited some money, or maybe you've got a partner who ensures that you have the living standards that you actually want at the moment. And in that situation, I can see that not registering would be a viable option for you. I kind of get that. So let's get back to the reality of managing value added tax. First of all, VAT didn't happen to you today. I hear so many people saying, I only just found out that I had to pay VAT, or my accountant has just called me, or next week I go over the threshold. That didn't happen to you today. It happened to you several months ago. So if you're one of these businesses that's already doing, that 15, 16, 1700 pounds a week, you already know that you're heading towards VAT registration. You can probably work that out maybe 6 months out. If you got a money block, now if you think, oh my word, I'm heading that way, you're now going to start to try not to make money. It's a really difficult thing for a business coach, certainly a sales strategy coach, to say, I know I'm heading towards a threshold, so I'm now going to stop making money. Imagine being an entrepreneur who's trying not to make money. True business people would think that was a crazy situation. They think they're crazy listening to me right now. But I've even heard accountants telling salon owners, listen, why don't you take a few weeks off? Yeah, stop trading for a few weeks so you stay under the level. To me, that is insanity. But it's all about the money block. It's all about how we believe in it. It's that money belief again. Let's get back to that 16, 1700 quid every week. You're watching it, it's building up every single week, and you know that VAT is coming. This is what you should be doing. Yeah, so I'm going to give you some advice, as well as chastising you for not tackling VAT in the right way. Let's give you some advice as well. A month or two before you have to officially register, go and put your prices up by 20% before you register. If you don't, I promise you, if you don't put your prices up by 20%, you are always going to be broke. You will always, financially and emotionally, regret it. Honestly, if you don't put your price up by 20% and you try and carry it, then that is a loss to your business. You're never going to recover from that. You're going to regret it for a very long time. Then every 3 months when you've got to pay the VAT bill, okay, when you've collected the tax, you're going to start saying things to yourself like, God, if only I didn't have to pay this, my business would be so much better. But you got to move your mindset. When you put your prices up, you aren't paying tax any longer. You're collecting tax. It's not your money. And it never was your money. But that's only true if you put your prices up. If you don't put your prices up, this isn't going to work out for you. There's no way around it. You can't carry a 20% loss, especially as we know that more salons in the UK have already got incorrect prices. We already know more salons in the UK and overseas, to be fair, 70-80% are running at break even or a loss. Well, you can't now take a 20% hit. It's not good for you emotionally, it's not good for you financially. So let's get that 20% in place. Honestly, there is no way of transforming you through or transitioning you through VAT without a price increase. You can't even really phase it in unless you're phasing it in very quickly. I've heard people saying, well, I'm going to put my prices up by 5% and then in 6 months' time, another 5%. Honestly, you will be broke before you actually get to the 20%. And you're going to take that pain every single day, every single week. As I was saying, put your prices up, all right? Put your prices up by 20% a couple of months before you register. I'm assuming you're not registered. If you're already registered and you're struggling, you've got to go and put them up by 20% today. That's what you've got to do. We've got to get out of this problem, and then you've got to follow this format. You put them up by 20%. And then I want you every Saturday night after you close, or whatever night you close, I want you to take 20% of the sales and put them into a separate account. Even if you are registering at the 12 or 13%, the flat rate or the introductory rate, put 20% aside because you are still going to have more bills to pay. You still got to pay your accountant even more money. Put the 20% straight aside. Now, doing this a couple of months before you actually have to register will mean that as soon as you register, you'll have money in the account. You will already be ahead of the game, if you like, and you'll be practicing. You'll be practicing great accountancy. You're going to be low on stress. You're not going to be worried about VAT. You're not going to see it as a negative thing in your business. You're going to be able to grow through it almost immediately. So, okay. So you still have the clients to consider. Well, what you have to understand is that VAT is everywhere. Sales tax is on everything and it is everywhere. These guys are used to it. I know you're thinking, well, that's not going to help me, Carl, because my competitors will have a pricing advantage or I'll have a disadvantage. But you can manage that as well. When you go to this new pricing, because of VAT, make sure that you communicate it clearly with your clients. Make sure you tell them, look, this was the government's fault. I want to run a good and legitimate business. I want my team, my staff, my family to all financially benefit. I want to invest in my property. I want to invest in you. And so I have to go down this path. Make it a real positive. Don't be submissive about it. Don't hide it away. Blame it on the government. Tell them how it is. Tell them the benefits of what's going on. The majority of people are going to support you. If there's a few that don't support you, remember, the next set of clients that come along won't know any different. So if you lose a few, you're going to need a marketing drive to pick up a few new clients as well. They won't know any different. That's all they'll know is that you deliver a great service at a great price and it'll become a memory. It's you who've got the problem with VAT, not the client. Hey, so let's wrap this up. The VAT or sales tax barrier is all in your mind. The problem is all in your mind. Take control of it. Don't let it keep you small. Don't let it keep you afraid. Don't let it stop you from growing. Because we know that if you stop growing and inflation hits you, you're gonna be broke. And that's all for this week. Thank you for listening to the Salon Help Good to Go podcast. Take a look in the show notes for some useful links and please leave me a review. Let other salon owners know that I'm here every Sunday at 4 p.m. trying to kickstart their week. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next episode.